What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great day. Now, the Avengers Doomsday trailer has officially dropped. Comic-Con has officially wrapped up, and we are now headed towards Doomsday. We're less than 6 months out. It's a very exciting point in time to be a Marvel fan. However, I feel like there's some strange conversations going on right now where despite getting a trailer for Doomsday, despite there being a big presence of Marvel at Comic-Con this year, there seems to be a weird conversation online, however, where they seem to be trying to downplay the recent success that Marvel has been seeming to have in terms of building up Avengers Doomsday.
Is nothing like the first Avengers movie, and it's insulting to Phase 1 of the MCU for people to even draw that comparison.
I'm calling it right now. Doomsday is going to flop.
Marvel Studios just cheapened and ruined a top 10 movie theater moment with this new Doomsday trailer.
If I'm being totally honest, I do not think that trailer was as good as it could have and should have been.
The trailer isn't good. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. The trailer is not good.
The general audience was going to fall off after Endgame. So when people talk about the MCU needing a reboot, I feel like we already sort of got a soft reboot within the MCU after Endgame, where now a lot of the stories that we're following were characters that were originally secondary characters. The MCU was expanding and was going to start telling different stories. Obviously, the MCU at one point was building towards Avengers Kang Dynasty, with the idea that Jonathan Majors would be Kang in the future going forward. Obviously, there was some stuff going on with him. They had to change directions pretty quickly, and now we have arrived with Avengers Doomsday. Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Dr. Doom, and I'm hearing so many complaints. Biggest complaint being there was no build-up for Doom. We had so much build-up for Thanos. There's been no build-up for Doom. I gotta ask, I mean, let's just put this into perspective of the universe. We already sort of got a soft reboot. Different characters' stories are branching out in a bunch of different directions, and with this being the multiverse saga, a lot of the times the stories that we're following aren't even all in the same universe. So at this point, the MCU has sort of become a follow your favorite characters and sort of see where they end up, which is kind of where I feel like Doomsday is going to be that big culmination event that brings all of these other storylines together, right? And you might be saying, well, yeah, no shit, it's an Avengers movie. It's supposed to be a culminating event type of film. I am an MCU supporter. I have not seen every single Marvel project that they have dropped on Disney Plus and in theaters. There's just been a lot of stuff, and I totally get that. The complaint that there was an overwhelming amount of Marvel content to keep up with is completely valid, but I almost wonder if the average fan wasn't supposed to keep up with everything, right? I think Marvel at some point, especially once they started seeing those box office returns start to diminish, we have to just start telling stories for these characters, and then once we get to Doomsday, we're gonna bring it all together because this is the multiverses all colliding into one. So there's been no build up for Doom, right? Because we've been telling all these different multiversal stories, but again, this could actually work really well for Dr. Doom. The MCU throughout the Infinity Saga was not building up Thanos as the main culminating storyline. The MCU was building up the Infinity Stones being the big culminative event, and Thanos ends up being the central figure in this story about the Infinity Stones. Similarly, that's how I think it's going to work with Dr. Doom. First of all, Dr. Doom is a character that a lot of people probably should be familiar with. In Deadpool and Wolverine, we get Chris Evans' Human Torch. That version of the character has faced off against Dr. Doom twice in 2 Fantastic Four movies from barely 20 years ago. Then in Fan4stick from 2015, Dr. Doom was in that yet again. Dr. Doom was also heavily featured in the early 2010s in a plethora of superhero content like the Superhero Squad and the LEGO Marvel Superheroes video game. Doom has been around. Doom was recently the main figure of a Fortnite event. So it's not like with Thanos where, to keep it 100, the average audience member before Infinity War did not know who Thanos was. If you asked any Joe Schmo off of the street in 2016, who do you know, Dr. Doom or Thanos, 9 out of 10 people, average schmoes, would tell you Dr. Doom. They would not tell you Thanos. But because the film was successful and they were able to portray Thanos in a way that, oh, we get him in one movie, Okay, now people probably say Thanos. Doctor Doom was already a bigger figure in pop culture than Thanos was. So I don't think you have to spend as much time building up who Doctor Doom is. With the Infinity Saga, we were talking about the stones. It's all about finding the stones. With the Multiverse Saga, it's mostly been, look at all of these different multiverses that exist and the dangers of incursions. We see that in both Loki and in Doctor Strange 2 and in Deadpool and Wolverine. Incursions have been a threat in multiple MCU projects, and all these projects are all alluding to the multiverse and the dangers of the multiverse colliding and the dangers of one person trying to take it all over. I see absolutely no reason why Doctor Doom can't be a surprise villain to our characters who aren't supposed to know who he is, because a majority of them aren't from that same multiverse. What do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. I'd be happy you guys have to say. I'm excited for Doomsday, carefully optimistic. How do you guys feel about it? Let me know. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys later. Bye.